Ceremony momentarily. If you would please silence your phones and find your seats. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome, family and friends of our soon-to-be graduates. My name is Jason Griffin. I'm the major of the Texas Department of Public Safety Training Operations Division. I'd like to welcome you all who are here gathered this morning to celebrate the graduation of the 175th Trooper Trainee Academy class, A-2024. To open our ceremony this morning, I will ask everyone to rise for the presentation of colors led by the Texas Department of Public Safety Pipe and Drum Corps and followed by Corporal Adrian Veals, who will sing the national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you. You may be seated. Next, we'll take a moment to acknowledge some special guests who are here with us today. Aaron Tapp, FBI Special Agent in Charge from the San Antonio Division. Jason Hudson, FBI Assistant Special Agent in Charge, San Antonio Division. Greg Stevens, the Executive Director of TCOL. Shelby Sterling and Jenna Trevino from State Senator Brian Birdwell's office. And Sierra Hall with Representative Troxclair's office. Thank you all for your support. We would also like to recognize those who lead this agency and will continue to support our new graduates as they join the department's mission to protect and serve Texas. On stage with us to your left, our DPS executive team. Lieutenant Colonel Walt Goodson, Lieutenant Colonel Jason Taylor, Lieutenant Colonel Freeman Martin, and Director Stephen McCraw. Also with us on stage is our Public Safety Commission. Commissioner Nelda Blair, Commissioner Dan Hord, Commissioner Larry Long, Commissioner Stephen Stodgehill, and Chairman Stephen Mock. And our distinguished guest this morning, the Governor of the great state of Texas, the Honorable Greg Abbott. Lastly, we would like to thank our team from the Training Operations Division, who worked tirelessly to bring our soon-to-be graduates to this moment today. Starting with our recruiters and the recruiting support staff, who started this journey with our new troopers many months ago, providing guidance and encouragement. Our Training Academy staff and support staff, who have provided leadership, nourishment, medical care, equipment, and life-saving skills. If you would all please stand and be recognized. Thank you all for your efforts. I would now like to introduce the Assistant Chief of the Training Operations Division, Derek Prestridge.
Good morning. Friends and family, our training operations staff are here in part to celebrate the graduation of our new troopers. But their presence also represents our assurance to you that your loved ones are the most highly trained, well-prepared, newly equipped law enforcement graduates in this nation. It is with that confidence and immense pride I present to you the class of A-2024. Have the trainees be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my distinct honor to introduce the Colonel of the Texas Department of Public Safety, Colonel Steve McCraw.
It's a great day for the state of Texas. I can tell you this, I've been asked on a number of occasions, do troopers really matter? And graduating 101 troopers from our 175th class, does that matter? Absolutely. Texas will be far safer tomorrow than it is today because of our Texas State Troopers. So God bless you and God bless your families. We're honored to have Governor Greg Abbott with us today, our Commander-in-Chief. There's not a governor, I can say this personally, professionally, who cares more, does more, and works harder to protect the people of Texas than Governor Greg Abbott. He cares passionately about all people of Texas and our profession. He supports us when we're out there trying to enforce the laws of the state and protect our citizens from all threats all the time. And he's always there when we lose one of our loved ones for their families. He's a special person, and I can tell you this, his absolute dedication to public safety is unwavering. I know this, and that he doesn't sleep at night because the phone calls I get around the clock at night. There's nothing that happens in the state that he's not aware of and doesn't want to do something about. And how can we, and he doesn't want lame excuses. He wants results. He wants us working with our local law enforcement partners and state law enforcement partners. And I see we have Texas military members of the Texas military forces here today. He wants us working collaboratively to come up with solutions that have meaningful results based on evidence, period. That's all he wants, is Texas to be safer. And there isn't a dadgum zip code in Texas that's not worth protecting. So he expects it to be at all places in Texas. Every Texan has a right to feel safe at home and free from threats, and he expects us to do it. And with our partners, we're able to do it. And most importantly, we recognize that, certainly our troopers, and this is really what today is about, is our Texas State Troopers in this graduating class, that they understand well our mission, vision, values, and goals. They understand that core values is so important in our profession. There's nothing more important than integrity. You can be competent without integrity, and you're worthless in our profession. Excellence. We always have to seek to be excellent in everything that we do. Plain and simple, accountable for our actions and our performance. And certainly teamwork. As Colin Powell, a great general, the U.S. Army and former Secretary of State, said, teamwork is the ultimate force multiplier. In our profession, it's absolutely essential. when I was sitting where you were, that was back in, 1977. Many of you weren't born. Thank you very much. Okay. I listened to Colonel Wilson Spear said something and talked about courtesy, service, and protection. And, being a trooper, being a little bit, full of myself, what does courtesy have to do with protecting and serving? Do you really need courtesy? I'm going to go out and get bad guys. That's what this is about. And I didn't realize at the time how wise those words were, and what I later learned from my field training officer and throughout my career, that courtesy is the ultimate weapon from our profession, plain and simple. You'll get no criminal, no citizen, and nobody will respect you or the department by being arrogant, rude, and treating people, and even the most vilest criminal and terrorist that you come across. By being professional and even treating the most vilest with dignity and respect is the only way you're going to gain cooperation, consent, and confession. Sometimes you need those confessions that are so important to protect children from continued sexual abuse. So keep in mind, the ultimate, in fact, I would say the apotheosis of community-based policing is treating everybody on and off duty with dignity and respect. And you'll be expected to do it. As a trooper, you got an obligation on every given day, okay, to constantly improve yourself, because in our profession you can never be too good. You can always learn. And remind you that arrogance is the analgesic that dulls the pain of stupidity. Plain and simple, don't be arrogant. There's nothing worse than an arrogant police officer. We've been empowered with such special powers by the public, and they expect us to exercise those with judicious and with good judgment along those lines, and you have an obligation to do so. An example I use from time to time is that we had a trooper sitting where you were, and because of his education and his, a little bit young and confident, overconfident of his particular skill set, and, having to work with an older partner, very old. His partner was, I think, 31 years old, is what I was understanding. Really old timer, okay? And what could he possibly teach this young troop? Plain and simple. And of course, hey, how hard is it to stop a vehicle, right? How hard is it to exercise the 7-step vehicle contact and interact with the public? Approach the vehicle correctly like you've been trained again and again and again in how best to do it. Well, this trooper, a little bit full of himself, got an opportunity finally to get to stop his first vehicle. And he does it, and like this is really tough, huh? How tough can this be? He hops out of the patrol car and starts walking up in the right way. He approached the vehicle correctly at that time, based upon what we knew in terms of what the threats were. And as he approached it, he noticed something that was amiss. Something was different than what he learned in recruit school. The patrol car kept following him. And it appeared that trooper certainly knew what he was doing, had this down pat, all except putting the vehicle in park before he got out. Okay? And that trooper is the director of the Department of Public Safety today. So I managed to survive that and learned a few things over time. The greatest honor of my life is to have served as the director of the Department of Public Safety for over 15 years. And Sophie, go ahead, if you will. I'm not supposed to say it publicly, acknowledge you, I recognize that. You're sitting next to my wife, I got it. Okay, push the button. And I'm going to send out an email because the governor has been very gracious and has authorized, approved my retirement at the end of the year. Yeah. It's rather an easy thing to do because I know Governor Greg Abbott will ensure that my replacement is as good and likely better than I am at this particular job. And that we're in great hands because the people we have, the leaders that we have in this department, because we're not an agency of a person, we're an agency of people, of dedicated and selfless, dedicated professionals that always get the job done. And I know, and the best evidence, that the governor cares so deeply about the department and its leadership is by the men and women he single-handedly, by himself, appointed to the Public Safety Commission. They're the best and brightest. They care deeply about their state. They're selfless citizens that dedicate their time freely and without pay to this department. They've done a tremendous job, and I've been blessed to be able to work with them. And that's a testament and why I know that, hey, we're in great hands because of the people that we have and because the leadership that we have that will ensure the right person has this particular job. Let's talk about a little about my chairman of the Public Safety Commission. I've worked with over a decade now. He's done a tremendous job. He's first appointed as chair of the commission in 2017 by Governor Greg Abbott, who was reappointed in March of 2023. He's a highly successful businessman, like all of our commissioners, highly successful in their professions. He served in public safety for decades as a board member of the Harris County Sheriff's Office Foundation, a life member of the Houston Police Foundation, and the 100 Club of Houston that does so much for our fallen troopers when we lose somebody. He's a great leader and staunch supporter of the men and women of the Department of Public Safety, but not just public safety in the department, but all law enforcement. Please welcome Chairman Steve Mock.
Thank you, Director McCraw. It's always a difficult act to follow the director, especially on a day like today. On behalf of my fellow Public Safety Commission members, Nelda Blair, Dan Hord, Larry Long, and Steve Stodgill, thank you once again for setting the gold standard when it comes to leadership of the department. It's hard to believe this will be the last time we share the graduation stage. I know there will be plenty of time to celebrate you and your legacy in the months ahead, so let me just say this. The state of Texas is a better, safer place because of your work, dedication, and commitment to protecting and serving Texans every single day. You are an incredible example of what a law enforcement leader should look like, and you set the bar high for those who will follow. Thank you. Now that brings me back to all of you and our purpose for being here today. Each of you recruits sitting here today, all 101, represent an incredible commitment not only by Director McCraw and his team, but also by Governor Greg Abbott and the Texas Legislature. We are indebted to them for always making the safety and security of Texas a priority, and we are indebted to each of you for stepping up to join the Texas Highway Patrol and serve this great state. Thank you. The other day, I was telling my wife that you all are the 27th class of DPS recruits that I've had the pleasure to see graduate since I joined the commission over a decade ago. Doing the math, that's 2,506 troopers who have joined the ranks of the Highway Patrol in that time. Now, while I was telling the story, my daughter was half listening, and when I mentioned that number to my wife, she asked me how long graduation would take with 2,506 hands to shake today. Of course, I laughed. My hand was just tired thinking about it. But my heart was so moved, as it always is, to be a part of this graduation and so many graduation moments over these times to date. And I have never been prouder than I am today of all of you. Just like those who came before you, you too have been tested and pushed to the limits. You've gained so much knowledge about the rule of law, first aid, and how to respond in crisis situations. Just last week, out at the Tactical Training Center in Florence, you survived on little sleep as you went through scenario after scenario, traffic stops, vehicle pursuits, arrests, all to test your skills. I know your strength of character has also been tested. The DPS Academy is not for the weak. I know you are sitting here today ready to walk across this stage. You've all passed these tests. You are ready to take your place in what is arguably the best law enforcement agency in this country. So, A-2024, I have a question for you. Are you ready? Yes, sir. Very good. It is now my honor to introduce our guest speaker today, Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Governor Abbott. Governor Abbott has dedicated his life to the state of Texas. He was elected as governor back in 2014, following his tenure as Texas Attorney General. Since then, he has worked to better the economy, create jobs, secure our southern border, and make public safety a priority. A native Texan, Governor Abbott cares deeply about this state and everyone who calls it home. He also cares deeply about law enforcement. Governor Abbott has made Texas a law and order state and is an incredible supporter of the Texas Department of Public Safety. Earlier this year, Governor Abbott was with us as we unveiled our new Fallen Officers Memorial at DPS headquarters, and he never fails to show his support for our men and women in uniform. Governor, we are proud to serve under your faithful leadership, and we are honored to have you here today. Class of A-2024, please join me in welcoming the Governor of the great state of Texas, Greg Abbott.
Well, thank you to Chairman Mock, and a very big thank you to all of these commissioners who joined with us here today. I want to thank them for their commitment to help lead what I consider to be the most important agency we have in the state of Texas. A civil society requires public safety. The people of the state of Texas deserve to have safe communities. In the increasingly complex world that we deal with challenges of interaction with federal agencies and local agencies, there must be an agency that will be able not only to interface with all those other governments, but can put on its shoulders the ultimate responsibility for a state to ensure that the people of that state will have the safety they deserve. No Texan should be fearful of walking across the streets or going downtown or into a store or traveling across this state with any type of fear. The men and women who have the ultimate duty to ensure safety on our streets and safety in our communities are the men and women of the Texas Department of Public Safety. Cannot thank you enough for making the commitment to step up and join what truly is the most prolific and elite state law enforcement force in the United States. I could go on at length to talk about the ways in which strategies and duties have transformed for the Texas Department of Public Safety as we have confronted unprecedented crossings across our border. I will not do that. However, I bring this up for a reason. As Texas has responded to the unprecedented challenges of the border, we have had volunteers from other law enforcement agencies across the entire country. As those other officers from other states have come into the state of Texas, they have been blown away, impressed with the quality of the Texas Department of Public Safety and the tools and strategies and techniques they deploy to ensure that they do everything possible to protect the men and women of this state. You have shown the country you are the elite, you are the best of law enforcement agencies across this country. Thank you and congratulations to you. We're here to say, among other things, thank you to those who have offered up their service as a trooper for the state of Texas. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your bravery. We know that you've gone a long way to work very hard, and you are about to embark on a career where you literally put your lives on the line. But we know this also. You would not be where you are today you would not be able to march forward with your new duties without something else, and that is your family members, your friends, your loved ones who have been there with you every step of the way and who will serve with you every step of the way going forward. Let's give it up for your family and friends who join with us here today. The Texas Department of Public Safety has a legendary place in Texas history. At this moment in time, you all play a far more pivotal role than ever before. And you have been led by one of the most highly regarded law enforcement officers in the United States of America in Director McCraw. It has been an honor to work with Director McCraw all these years. His leadership, his flexibility to meet the changing needs of law enforcement has truly revolutionized the Texas Department of Public Safety. Back in 1977, as he pointed out when he began, at a time before many of you were even born, Steve McCraw started out just like you, a DPS trooper. He rose through the ranks, eventually moving to the FBI, where he did everything from taking down the mob, to undercover work, to battling drug cartels, and directing foreign anti-terrorism operations at the FBI after 9/11. Colonel McCraw has been a critical leader of our law enforcement community for more than 40 years. He is a leader, a visionary, and the quintessential lawman that Texas is so famous for, big white cowboy hat and all. During his long storied career, several things have stood out to me as I have worked side by side with him. One is his encyclopedia knowledge of transnational gangs. He will be able to rattle off from the top of his head the multitude of different gangs who have penetrated the state of Texas. He would talk about who they are, what their background is, the dangers they pose, and the tactics that have been developed by Colonel McCraw as well as DPS to be able to combat those transnational gangs. Another thing that stands out about Director McCraw is his commitment to law and order. Several examples. I can not even list the number of days and nights that he and I collaborated together basically 24/7 as we coordinated a complete statewide response to the protests that took place in 2020. Separately, he frequently and swiftly deployed troopers to danger zones to make communities safer, like when Austin defunded police and needed additional patrols. Also, like more recently, when there were protests on campuses that grew out of control and needed a swift law enforcement response to tamp them down. Another, and maybe the biggest, was his tactical response to the largest influx ever to illegal border crossings. He was able to organize DPS troopers and to be able to achieve DPS troopers arresting more than 45,000 criminals who crossed the border, apprehend more than 500,000 illegal immigrants, and seize enough deadly fentanyl to kill every man, woman, and child in the United States and Mexico combined. But one thing that Colonel McCraw was maybe as dedicated to as much as anything else, he wanted to ensure that there would be a memorial recognizing the men and women who serve in the Texas Department of Public Safety. He dreamt it, he envisioned it, he etched it out and ensured that it came to fruition. And earlier this year, I was proud to join him on the grounds of the headquarters of the Texas Department of Public Safety as we opened and cut the ribbon on the Texas Department of Public Safety Memorial, a legacy to Colonel Steve McCraw. Never has Director McCraw's job or your job been more demanding or more essential. The tasks that you do are more complex, more multifaceted, and candidly even more dangerous than ever before. Whatever the danger, DPS troopers have consistently answered the call. You've answered the call to stop Mexican drug cartels, to be the first on the scene at major emergencies to help save lives. Troopers are the go-to team to help protect our entire state. Whatever the challenge, you are now part of the Texas Department of Public Safety legacy, a legacy built by heroes. As you take your oath today as troopers, you have answered the higher calling to protect and to serve our state. Congratulations on this tremendous achievement, and thank you for your service to the great state of Texas. May God bless you and watch over you, and may God forever bless the great state of Texas.
I would now like to invite Director McCraw back to the podium to administer the oath of office.
Prepare the troopers to take the oath. Raise your right hand and repeat after me using your name where I use mine. I, Stephen McCraw, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of a trooper of the Department of Public Safety of the state of Texas. I will never betray my integrity or the public trust, and I will do to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and this state. So help me God.
Presentation of badges. Jerry Ademic. Vanessa Alcala. Philip Allen. Nona Alexa Alvar. Connor Archer. Quentin Baker. Yasmin Benavides. Timothy Birdwell. Beatty Bishop. Cassandra Bocanegra. Kobe Borak. Amari Boyd. Jesus Cantu. Jorge Cantu. Litzy Cervantes. Preston Couch. Nayeli Daniel. Isaac De La Fuente. Jeremy De Leon. Gabriel Donez. Daniel Duque. Nuon Edmerson. Ivan Escalon. Matthew Essex. Seth Ferguson. Joe Flores. Jordan Ford. Skylar Ford. Matthew Gatan. Omar Garcia. Christopher George. Brian Jingles. Alberto Gomez Castillo. Brianna Gonzalez. Daniel Gonzalez. Gerardo Gonzalez. Justin Gonzalez. Colby Gray. Dylan Guerrero. Raul Gutierrez. Charles Hartzell. Joseph Hill. Giselle Hinojosa. Omar Jabber. Robert Johnson. Eric Jones. William Kinzel. Daniel Lozano. Eber Lozano. Martin Magallanes. Gabriel Martinez. Luis Martinez. Norma Martinez. Michael Masella. Ethan McRory. Jesus Molina. John Moore. Michael Moreno. Matthew Munoz. Mika Ortiz. Isaac Perez. Reynaldo Perez. Hunter Poole. John Pulido. Marius Pusar. Say Quigley. Matthew Quinn. Michael Rainwater. Aaron Ramirez. Romeo Ramirez. David Ramirez Ledesma. Clinton Ransom. Travis Ronicky. Brett Rice. Benjamin Wrights. Jared Rodriguez. Jose Rodriguez. Nestor Roldan. Justin Roman. Dominic Romeo. Megan Ruiz. Jose Sanchez. Ramon Sandoval. Teresa Seguro. Chris Cervantes. Kirby Shepard. Jeremiah Shirky. Matthew Soto. Sergio Stevenson. Gretchen Zabo. Raul Torres. Austin Tower. Alan Trujillo. Kyler Tucker. Ishmael Valdivia. Luis Villarreal. John Vines. Kara Weaver. Clark Whiteside. Morgan Wilson. Jacob Wright.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate our newest Texas State Troopers. We will now have the benediction by the class chaplain, Trooper Jorge Cantu.
Class, attention. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the benediction. Class, on. Cover. Dear Heavenly Father, you have been with us these past 30 weeks. We have seen it in the courage, strength, and guidance you have blessed us with to overcome the challenges we have faced throughout this mission you have embarked us upon. We are ever grateful for your abundant love and grace. We are grateful for all those who supported us, from our friends and families to the support staff and instructors. May you continue to bless them. As we look to the future, we also ask that you give our families peace as we work to protect this great state. We know that it will be hard at times being away from family and friends, but you will give us peace and understanding to stay forward on the mission at hand. You have called us to be your servants for the good of the people of the great state of Texas. Lord God, you have called us as your children to be makers and keepers of peace. You have commanded us to be strong and courageous, and we will have no fear, for we know you will be with us every step, every mile, and every day and night. We humbly ask that you continue to fill us with strength, courage, and wisdom. We ask all this in the name of the one who was, who is, and yet to come. Amen. Read. Cover.
Please be seated. As we come to a close of the ceremony, we'd like to conclude with the change of command. Changing of the command is a long-honored tradition. I would like to now introduce your new chief, the Chief of the Texas Highway Patrol, Brian Rippey.
Class A-2024, are you ready? Yes, sir! I know you are. I hereby order each of you to report to your assigned duty station on September 15th, 2024. Ready, willing, and able to assume your new duties as a Texas State Trooper. Do you accept these orders? Yes, sir! Trooper Kirby Shepard, you may dismiss the class.